It doesn't show quite then and there. It will be shown later. You may be a double winner. So, first section is brand experience and activation. Just to remind you what this is all about is celebrating creative brand building through the use of experience design, activation, immersive retail, and 365 customer engagement. Please welcome the global creative chairman of McCann World Group. He's been the president of the Brand Experience and Activation Jury. He's the one and only Rob Riley. Rob.
Yeah! Let's do this!
Let's do it indeed.
What's with the smoke, Juan?
Let's do
nuts.
it. Lovely seeing you always.
Yeah, how's it going?
Breaking protocol and everything we talked about. Rob, tell us about the judging process.
Juan, I have notes. Is that the protocol? So, I believe there's never been a better time to be a brand. People accept brands in their lives more than ever before. But, and it's a big but, people expect a lot more from brands. So your brand better be transparent, you better be relevant, you better be making your product as good as possible while costing as little as possible. And yeah, you better be doing it right by society, right by the environment, and right in general. That's why this new line is so important, not only to our business, but to the world at large. Brands need to play a meaningful role in people's lives. All around the world, governments potentially are failing financially and philosophically supporting programs, so brands have a real opportunity to do the right thing. So the big winners you see tonight did just that, but it doesn't mean everything's going to be purpose-led. Of course, some are, but some are pretty hysterical. Some are subversive, and some are just plain badass. But one stood out as the best example of branded experience. At Grand Prix, 42 years in the making. I don't want to give too much away, Juan, but this brand has been on our lives and created so many magical products that we worshipped. So you're going to see how this brand has reimagined itself for the future, to educate, inspire, and to protect creativity for generations to come. So let's get to it.
Let's get to it indeed. And first of all, the jury selected 38 bronzes. You saw them as you were taking your seats. We will celebrate them now with a round of applause. They were from 18 countries. Also 21 silver lions given to 8 different countries. No small feat for you to win one of these. As of tomorrow morning, you can look at all of them at lovethework.com, the new Cannes Lions platform showcasing winning work from the present and the past. Well done to all those shortlisted bronze and silvers. But let's begin with our brand experience and activation gold lions. As you know, we've divided the shows this year. We begin with charities and non-profit, and then we present brand-led campaigns thereafter. Food and drink. First, congratulations. The first gold of the night. DDB Chicago, Starcom, Mediacom, also known Engage, The Mill, all based in Chicago, and MJZ in Los Angeles. This is the campaign for Mars Wrigley Confectionery and Skittles, exclusive to the Rainbow.
What is this? This is really a scene from the new Skittles Super Bowl ad that only one single person gets to watch.
Fans tuned in to watch Marcos react to the ad on Facebook Live. In fact, they watched him watch for almost 20 minutes. Yes, it was a real Super Bowl-worthy ad. And yes, we really did go to unnecessary lengths just to blow the mind of one awesome kid.
Wow. But look what it got them, right? 2.5, 3 minutes of advertising on GMA right now.
Yeah, we got noticed. In fact, it was the most talked about Skittles ad of all time. We even made it onto multiple best Super Bowl ad lists. Pretty good for an ad which wasn't even on the Super Bowl, and which no one besides this guy will ever see.
From Chicago, Colin Selico. And our Lions, the two leading creatives. So the first one, won by Lola Mullinlow, Madrid, Weber Shantwick in London, Alison Broad Marketing and Communications in New York, along with F16 and Only 925, also in Madrid. This is for Burger King, Scary Town Night.
Its new Halloween commercial, Burger King, is poking some fun at the face of McDonald's.
The fast food chain celebrating October 31st with an event called Scary Clown Night.
Come as a clown, eat like a king.
I want my Whopper. Payasano de oro, felicidades, Pancho Cassis, Pedro Satín, in retail, won by this entire group of production companies in Paris. Marcel, Prodigious, Iconoclast, Night Shift, GUM, DMBN for Carrefour Black Supermarket.
These seeds can grow healthier and tastier varieties of cereals, fruits and vegetables, but they are illegal. Almost all the authorized species belong to the agrochemical industry. Hybrid and pesticide-resistant seeds developed in laboratories. A lucrative deal for them, a disaster for taste and biodiversity. Carrefour presents the Black Supermarket. Illegal black markets in our supermarkets to make consumers discover these illegal varieties and sell the illegal products grown from the illegal seeds, facing legal penalties. We created a campaign to show the absurdity of the law. After 8 months of intense legal battle, in April 2018, a new law was voted, allowing farmers to grow their seeds free. After 40 years of prohibition, a big win for farmers, consumers, and biodiversity.
Félicitations, l'équipe de Marcel Paris. In Lesher, a gold here to Macau, New York, along with Sunshine Sachs and Associates, plus Your Majesty, based in Amsterdam, and an array of supporting production companies here for MGM Resorts International, Universal Love.
I'm mad about the girl.
Popular stars are contributing to a groundbreaking new album. Listen to this, it's called
Universal Love, the new album produced by MGM Resorts.
The singers are doing it by switching pronouns.
She's Funny That Way was reimagined to He's Funny That Way, with Dylan himself singing lines like, I got a man crazy for me.
He's funny that way. I'm mad about the girl.
Moving along to another gold piece for a tech-led brand experience. This is the work of Intel Corporation Santa Clara. It's called the Intel Drone Light Show at the Olympics. Unfortunately, we cannot show you the video. It's for the Winter Olympics, but you're all familiar with it. Using digital drones to have fireworks and beautiful shapes at the Olympic Games in Korea. Congratulations to the entire team. Groundbreaking work. AJ is the creative director. Experiences, scooping a gold tonight. Publicis Italia, Milan, and Publicis New York, together with Park Pictures, Rival School Pictures, and Coastal Street, all in New York. This is a campaign for Diesel called Diesel. This is a wicked riot to go with the fake.
What's up, Playboy? Diesel, authentic. Check it out. Real diesel in there.
This is not how you spell diesel, yeah?
D-E-I-S-E-L. Diesel.
D-I-E.
You're not a cop, are you?
No.
Alright, come on. What are you, a nerd? You checking for spelling? 1 for 20 and 2 for 40. Happy birthday. Original.
Brilliant. Brilliant. The two competitors.
I haven't selected up a video.
Outstanding launch or relaunch, deserving golds here. We have two winners. First, congratulations BETC, also à Paris, for Lacoste, Save Our Species.
And Lacoste is ditching its iconic crocodile logo to raise awareness for endangered species.
The crocodile will be replaced by designs of 10 endangered animal species, including the Californian condor, the Sumatran tiger, and the Javan rhino.
To show how endangered these animals really are, you guys, Lacoste will release the same amount of shirts as there are animals existing in the species. So for example, the Vaquita porpoise will only have 30 shirts on the market, while a certain type of iguana will have 450 shirts released. This is part of a 3-year partnership with the International Union for Conservation of Nature that is being called Save Our Species
Week, and all of the shirts have since sold out.
Bon travail, super. Stéphane Chimera et Sandrine Ponceler. second gold in the category of a launch or relaunch, won by Host Havard, Red Agency, Zongzhu, and the Pool Collective, all in Sydney, along with Yok Fu in Melbourne, a campaign for the Palau Legacy Project, Palau Pledge.
Introducing the Palau Pledge, a first-of-its-kind immigration policy for good. All visitors now need to sign an environmental pledge to gain admittance into Palau. Stamped into the passport of international arrivals, the pledge is a formal promise to Palau's children.
Children of Palau,
I take this pledge.
to preserve and protect your beautiful and unique island home.
But we didn't stop at the passport stamp. We redesigned the tourism experience via a website, an in-flight film, a passport insert, local education, business accreditation, signage, penalties, and collateral. Influencers helped inspire people to take the pledge online in solidarity with Palau.
Are you already seeing tourists behaving differently?
The awareness level is very high.
But its biggest impact is local, in Palau.
I hope my children can see the beautiful place as I see today.
Congratulations, Seamus Higgins and Laura Odenton. Those were the golds so far within this category, but now a Grand Prix in brand experience and activation comes under the customer retail in-store experience, reinventing completely the in-store experience. It's won by Apple, Cupertino, the campaign for Apple retail store today at Apple.
This is the largest product that Apple produces. So if you think of it, the hardware, which is the architecture of the store, the software is what happens in the store and how we basically turn on Apple Music and the App Store. We call the software today at Apple.
All 495 Apple stores around the world have a bunch of new classes offering everything from photo walks to coding.
Grand Prix winners! A new category at Cannes Lions is creative e-commerce. Now, entries in this section celebrate creative commercial e-commerce, payment solutions and innovation. Entries must demonstrate how the innovation of the customer journey led to an increase in consumer engagement and, of course, a commercial return success. The person judging the first ever creative e-commerce jury has been the Chief Creative Officer of Publicis Group and President of Publicis Communication, Nick Law.
That was fun.
time you did this. Nick, tell us about this new category. Very exciting to be introducing it. Of course, you are setting the standard for many years to come. What does e-commerce mean to you and the jury?
Well, it's interesting, one, because I was just speaking to Phil Thomas and asking how many entries across all categories in the whole festival. There's 32,000 entries. And every single one of those 32,000 entries are miserable failures if they don't lead to someone buying something. And more that means they're buying something with the buy button. So this is a really important category. And sort of beyond that, you know, this being the pointy end of the industry, it's also where the new economy's battleground is. So it's not just a transaction of someone getting something, it's also a transaction so that a brand knows who their people are, who their customers are, what are they doing and where to reach them. So this is, I'll say it again, a really important category and long overdue. Judging it was actually in the end pretty easy because you just have to look at the title of the category. Creative e-commerce, right? The e-commerce bit is it easy to buy? Does the design and technology make that seamless and frictionless? And the creative bit is, how does it fit in culture? Why does it mean something to people? Does it mean something to community? Does it mean something to an individual? Is it a moment? So you're going to see a bunch of golds and a Grand Prix that satisfy that criteria beautifully. And then what you'll also notice is that they're all really different, which is great and refreshing for a new category. So enjoy.
And the 7 bronze winners from 5 countries and 4 silver winners from 3 countries, also very different, a great deal of variety. This is for you. You're here in the audience, and you can see the work online as of tomorrow morning, but let's give them a round of applause. Gold Lions, the first ever in creative e-commerce. We begin with automotive. Congratulations to Gray and Townhouse in New York. This is a campaign for Volvo Car USA. It's called Care by Volvo Mobile App.
Millennials don't own things. For them, subscriptions are a way of life. So we made an app that lets them subscribe to a car without having to own one. We made sure the subscription covers all the biggest hassles of owning a car, including financing, insurance, and maintenance for one set price. The app lets users completely customize their car, and when they're ready to subscribe, they can pay for it the way they pay for everything else, using Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal, or credit card, on the device they never put down. To drive downloads of the app, we launched a campaign that called attention to the fact that, thanks to subscriptions, we no longer have to buy many of the things we used to. Because subscribing to a car this way had never been tried before, we weren't sure how people would respond. But in the first 3 weeks alone, we sold more subscriptions than we'd estimated we would all quarter, and they haven't slowed down since.
Matt O'Rourke and John Petrulis, ECDM Chief Creative Officer. A double gold winner. This team won in the previous section, brand experience and activation, now winning in social business and commerce. Congratulations, double gold winner, RGA Portland and the Snapchat Lens team in New York for AR Jordan. This is a campaign for Nike Air sneakers.
To celebrate 30 years since Michael Jordan's iconic free throw line dunk, we created an experience just as iconic. By recreating Michael in 3D, we brought him back to the court, this time in augmented reality for fans around the world. But this was no ordinary Snapchat AR lens. That same Snapchat lens allowed users to purchase the Air Jordan 3 Tinkers. We partnered with Shopify to power the geofence commerce experience directly in Snapchat. We then leveraged Darkstore for their express last mile delivery service to get the sneakers direct to fans in under 2 hours. Successfully creating a social commerce experience in augmented reality. The sneakers sold out in 23 minutes, The lens generated 4 times the user engagement in Snapchat, and the world looked at e-commerce in a whole new way.
Double gold winners Ben Williams and Julian Trump. The greatest talent worldwide to acquire customers, customer acquisition. We have 2 goals. First, going to the all-in promo campaign for Newson and the Noblex. David, Buenos Aires. Outstanding, this one.
One tweet.
Buy a 4K TV, and if Argentina doesn't qualify for Russia 2018, you get a total refund.
And we crossed our fingers. Good news, we sold all our TVs. Bad news, we sold all our TVs. With the whole country laughing at us, we went for double or nothing.
For the final match, we officially extend the all-in promo.
And they're on the attack in the early stages. 40 seconds in. Argentina's world is falling apart. Across the bridge, Messi. It's Messi. It's taking to Russia. Genius.
Felicidades, Joaquín Cunha. Napo Ferioli. Second gold, won by McCann India. Paytm and e-wallet, the Sweet Change campaign.
With 96% of transactions still happening in cash, change is always in short supply. That's why in India we have one more currency, candy. Shopkeepers force candies on customers citing lack of change, so customers end up losing money, 1, 2 and 5 rupees at a time.
झूठ बोलते हैं चेंज नहीं, टॉफी बेचने का तरीका है।
हम कहां से लाएंगे इतना चेंज? कस्टमर तो खुद लाते नहीं है और हमें बदनाम करते हैं।
Presenting Paytm Sweet Change. Just like normal candies, Paytm Sweet Change too was handed over to customers as change. The difference being, they could redeem it for its real worth by downloading the Paytm app and entering the unique code at the back of the wrapper. They came in 4 denominations, 1, 2, 5 and 10 rupees. Shopkeepers became happy ambassadors of our brand, proving to millions of people that there's something sweeter than hard cash. Paytm Sweet Change.
From McCann India, Christian Gorky and Kapil Batra. First ever creative e-commerce Grand Prix. given for the media entertainment category entry. Has also won a gold earlier in brand experience and activation, retail promotions and competitions. Big winner. McCann London, Craft Worldwide, MRM, McCann and Foriel based in Trier for Microsoft Xbox Design Lab Originals, the franchise model.
Customization is optional.
It's always a premium.
It comes at a price.
Yeah. With this new feature, I can name and claim my design.
The more people that buy my design, the more money I make.
Black Lives Matter.
The Pope.
Atheists.
Hashtag
Me Too.
Did Twitter a lot.
I did social media on YouTube.
Grand Prix winners, Rob Cooper, Lauren Thompson, Jacob Jordan, and Jim Wilson, and the rest of the Now let's take a break from the main Lions to celebrate the winners of the Young Lions Marketeers competition. Over the last 24 hours, a number of teams have been fighting it out to be crowned Young Lion Marketeers with bronze, silver and gold winners. They had very little time to fulfill a brief from the Movember Foundation. And it was all designed to create a product or service to encourage supporters of the foundation to get the whole content activated on social media with their followers and to get them to donate. Thanks to the jury members here with us, Ruth Yuli with Ketchum, Sebastian Ola with Mainstage, the agency, Adriana Ma, Burston Estella, Pratik Bagwai with McCann and Cecile, Nathan Tilloy, Edelman. We do thank you for your time. You took an extra day to encourage and guide these very competitive teams. The winners, winning bronze, the team from Australia. Silver, it's India. For the winners of this year's Young Lions Marketeers, the team from Portugal. This is their work. Please welcome Diogo Vasquez, Coach Economia Montevideo General, Ana Rita Almeida from Vorten. Bem-vindos, parabéns! Nick, thank you. Fantastic kick-off to this new category. Lovely selection. A little break now for a special accolade. Every year, the media brand of the year. To present this very special recognition, please welcome the Chief Executive of Essential Events, Mr. Philip Thomas.
Cannes Lions Media Brand of the Year recognises innovators who are shaping the future of the media industry. and showing what can be achieved through ambition, innovation, and creativity. Tonight, we're delighted to honour one of the most ambitious, creative, and innovative brands in the entire world, Spotify. Since launching just a decade ago, Spotify has transformed the way we listen to music and is credited with the recent resurgence of the music industry itself. Some even describe it as being the saviour of the music industry. Beloved by millions of music fans worldwide, with 3,000 employees and revenues of $4 billion, Spotify is now the largest music streaming service in the world. But Spotify has become much more than just a new way to listen to music. It's now an authoritative way to discover new artists. It's a talent incubator. It's a network of popular radio stations. And it's a tech innovator. Perhaps most importantly, the Swedish company has transformed the way that we all engage with music in our lives and has opened up millions of us to new artists that we would never have heard ordinarily. Indeed, having been viewed very warily by the music industry at the start, this is the company that got listeners used to paying for it again after digital piracy had almost destroyed the music business. In fact, one commentator described this extraordinary company as being a self-sustaining music industry all on its own. Let's learn a little bit more about the company.
Having the opportunity to be heard, you need that platform.
You are a co-creator with the creator.
Music for me is the outlet for me to connect with the people like me.
The Media Brand of the Year award is given in recognition of Spotify's 3,000 employees around the world. Daniel Ek, co-founder, chairman, and chief executive officer, will accept the award on behalf of all of Spotify's global team. So please, welcome to the stage, the extraordinary Daniel Ek.
Wow, what a night. And thank you so much, Philip. And I'm, of course, very, very honored to be here in recognition on behalf of Spotify and the 3,000 employees that we have around the world who've really made Spotify the company it is today. And, you know, more than that, they deliver on the mission that Spotify has as well. And that's to unlock the potential of human creativity by enabling more than 1 million artists to be able to live off of their work and more than 1 billion people to be able to enjoy and be inspired by that work. And you know, earlier this year, I came across a very interesting stat about Spotify, and that's that we now have over 10 billion discoveries happening on Spotify every month. That's 10 billion moments where an artist that's streamed on Spotify that's never been streamed by that person before. And that's 10 billion opportunities for an artist to be able to win a new fan. And I think it's really this that have made Spotify what it is with consumers and artists around the world. And this even at a moment where even larger companies around the world are experimenting with music. And I think our ability here is really to create a truly personal music experience that gets richer every day. And this has enriched our understanding of the people who love and use Spotify every day, and has helped us to create powerful connections between our users and our brand partners. So when you think about music, it's not just something out there in the ether, it's culture. It's not just an industry, it's not just media, it's really a huge part of people's lives. And people have made Spotify part of their lives. And we're, of course, incredibly humbled by that. And that would have not happened without the thousands and thousands of Spotify people that have worked days and many times even nights trying to make music work better for people. So I wanted to just extend a huge thank you to everyone here from the team Spotify. And we're still very early on our journey, but we appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten as we try to change the world one song at a time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Philip, and congratulations to the entire Spotify team, 3,000 strong around the world. Congratulations. Now, another new section. This year, the Industry Craft Lions. These celebrate creativity and creative artistry, talent and skill required to deliver beautifully executed solutions and bringing those great ideas to life exquisitely. Please welcome to the stage the creative kaiju of Hakuhodo Inc. and the president of the first ever Industry Craft Alliance jury is Yang Yong. Welcome, our creative kaiju.
Thank you.
Welcome. Tell us about judging this category for the first time and what it meant to you and to the rest of the jury.
Before I start, I think firstly, a huge congratulations to all the finalists, bronze and silver winners as well. If you let me, could you please stand up so we know who you are? So it's hugely heartening to see the creative community continue to use your talent, resources, and in our case, great executions and craftsmanship to find solutions for some very pressing global issues, such as ocean pollution, gender equality, mental health, and especially gun violence. It is also encouraging to see big brands like Adidas, KFC, McDonald's continue to lead the creative charge by serving up simple, beautiful, yet provocative work. As the scope of what and how our industry evolves and expands, we cannot leave behind craft. Every idea needs artistry to connect with people on an emotional level. Without craft, it's just noise. And specifically with the Grand Prix winning work, I was engaged from the word go. It started strong and only got better and more powerful as I followed it through. There were no visuals of the subject matter in the act, but I could see him dancing around the ring, dancing around me. I felt his energy in the room. I could smell him in the air. I heard his voice in my head so clearly, and there's no way to shut him up. That's the power of craft at its very best. And in the world of fast-paced messaging, digital disconnection, and technology over humanity, we need more great wordsmiths and less loose tweeters. Enjoy the work.
We'll just acknowledge you, 29 bronze lions from 16 different countries, and in silvers, 13 of you won, made it through those 32,000 entries, so yet again, another round of applause. Come on. Golds now, first outdoor category. Congratulations, Wayna Dubai. This is their 6-part campaign for the Interreligious Council in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Mosaics, door, relief, beads, carpet, and stained glass. Well done, Kalpesh Patanka and Kapil Bimakar. For this campaign, Adidas tennis collection by Pharrell Williams. Jenny Pine, Senior Director. Jenny, are you here? No Jenny? A round of applause for Jenny in absentia. We will be shipping it to you FedEx tonight. Well done. Next, a second outdoor gold. There's also won a gold in print and publishing. It goes to Ogilvy in Hong Kong and Illusion in Bangkok. This is a 3-part campaign for KFC. A big win already this year. Dragster, Shuttle, and Heroes. Congratulations, John Coy and Reed Collins. within outdoor. It goes to J. Walter Thompson, Casablanca, for their Kit Kat campaign called Factory for Nestlé Tunisia. Félicitations, brilliant Morocco here. Ramsey Naja and Mohamed Oudan. First ever Grand Prix as well for Industry Craft, given within print and publishing, going to Ogilvy, PhD, Sandra Films based in Chicago, alongside Havana One Productions and Heritage Auctions in Dallas. For SC Johnson, Kiwi Shoe Care, it's Ali.
These are the shoes of Muhammad Ali. If these shoes could talk, they'd never stop talking. These aren't just any ordinary boxing shoes. These are Muhammad Ali's boxing shoes. These are the greatest shoes in the history of the world, the greatest shoes of all time. These shoes are original. They're one of a kind. The world has never seen shoes like these before, and never will again. These are the shoes that are too slick for those tricks. These are the shoes of a man who can predict what round he'll knock you down and then do it. These are the shoes of the man who claimed he could whoop every single man in America, every man in Russia, every man in China, every man in Japan, every man in Europe. And then he did. These shoes say a lot about the man who wore them. And the man who wore them also said a lot about the man who wore them. And he could back up everything he said. These shoes never wanted to be laced up by an underdog. They would only be worn by the single greatest, the most confident, the one you couldn't lay a glove on.
Wow, wrapping it up. Now this year, the young creators were challenged by the charity Creative Spirit to create a print art in 24 hours, which will attract individuals with intellectual and other disabilities to apply for jobs in a creative industry. Thanks again to the jury members here with us. Kipil Bimeka with Wana Dubai. Thank you. Sergio Polaccia, I'm in Argentina. Thank you. Paulina Maguire with Avast. Thank you as well. Taking home a bronze is the team from the Netherlands. Silver medalist, it's Canada. And here's the work of the German team. Eduardo Alestra and Henry Westcott. Gravas and Partner win the gold. Thank you very much, and thank you, jury members. Wonderful selection. The first ever industry craft. Brilliant to have you with us. Digital Craft Alliance now. Please welcome the Global Chief Executive Officer of Isuba Worldwide and the President of this jury in 2018, Jean Lin. So, Jean, Digital Craft, was it a revelation? What went on? What did you discover?
Well, I think first thing I want to say is craft has never been more important than before. Because in this digital mixed reality world that we're moving into, craft is the thing that consumers see, feel, and experience about your brand. So it enables ideas to be evocative. It travels across channels and platforms, from brand inspiration to transaction. So it's fascinating, the mixed reality world that we're moving into. In the beginning, when we start to discuss what's important in digital craft, we establish a few very important principles. And the first one is we want to reward technological artistry that connect to the soul of a great story or a great piece of entertainment. It is really important that we reward craft with a purpose. It could be for branding, activation, a piece of utility, or entertainment. But it's really, really important. It's not craft for craft's sake. Craft needs to be invisible, useful, and also bring us and elevate the human experience and inspire the agency and the client alike to be braver, because we're moving into a maker's age, that we have to make things happen with transactional excellence, but also at the same time, technological evolution. So we have heated discussion of Grand Prix, and we decide at the end to reward a piece of best of the show that actually is a piece of work that has no show of technology. It actually demonstrates with the high fidelity and the sophistication of technological development, you actually are able to show an emotive experience that's really intuitive. It turns a music entertainment into a virtual reality concert that's multiplayer, multi-platform, but at the same time, make you feel good about yourself as a human being, because what we believe is digital craft is at its best when it actually augments humanity. Thank you.
And the 15 digital craft bronzes were at their best. You're here in the audience, stand up. Lumière à la salle, s'il te plaît, Marco. And the silver winners as well, 8 silvers from 5 countries. Come on, guys. Round of applause. Well done. Let's have a look at the goals now. Video moving image. We have a campaign has also won in brand experience and activation. Congratulations to BBDO New York and Surefire Brooklyn for Downtown Records, The Academics, Live Looper.
Downtown Records asked us to promote The Academics' new single Bear Claws leading up to their US tour. We discovered that when you go live on Facebook, it actually takes some time before it pops up on your page, and that you can create an infinite loop effect by filming your own page during that live stream. During our tech exploration, we managed to adjust the BPM and the length of all the song's instrumentation to exactly fit the length of the delay, so we could introduce every musical layer one by one. We lit the stage in a different color for every loop, so every layer stood out visually as the song built.
After we hit Reddit's front page, everyone was sharing it and it just spread so quickly.
The live loopers, Bart Paul, David Ross. top of the class, gold here, to Here Be Dragons, Los Angeles for Oculus's campaign called Dispatch.
911, what is your location? I need you to speak clearly and tell me where you are. I need a specific location. Is someone chasing you? Is there someone there with you? Is there someone that's going to hurt you?
I just got a complaint, that's what it means.
He's going up, man. Oh, can you hear me? The police are on their way right now. Stay calm. Is there anything you can grab to defend yourself with?
That is Digital Craft. Chris Barrett, Eric Aldrin. Storytelling now with data, a gold-winning campaign, Biogovi, Brazil, Trato Films, Evil Twin, Nexo AI, Stratostorm, Nolan Studio in Sao Paulo, it's Forbes magazine, Ricky Brazil.
Every year, $61 billion are diverted to fund corruption in Brazil. If all this money went to a single person, he would rank 8th on Forbes billionaires list. Forbes used AI and created this corrupt billionaire. Meet Ricky Brazil, the 8th on the list.
O senhor é corrupto?
Você pode até contestar alguns de meus métodos de negócios, mas não acho justo me taxar de uma coisa ou outra.
O Rick Brasil tem traços bem comuns do corrupto, né? Um certo cinismo, né? Uma certa cara de pau.
Besides being the first AI to give an interview to Forbes magazine, Ricky Brazil and his fortune impacted society through various media and showed every Brazilian the size of the problem. Because only a well-informed Brazil will get this filthy billionaire off the list.
Será?
Bora ver! Felix Salvador, Mariana Albuquerque, Paulo Mendes. Those were the goals, and now the Grand Prix in Digital Craft wins within AR, VR, and mixed reality category. Isobar and Viacom in New York for William Patrick Corgan and Aeronaut Music Experience, Aeronaut VR.
If I'm leaving
me. Love's much more. Love's much more real.
A new medium being born, Dave Rika and Paul Bernowski, Rocket winners. Thank you very much. Now, a favorite every year, Film Craft. Please welcome to the stage the founder and president of Furlined and the president of the Film Craft jury, Diane McCarter. Diane, we all love Film Craft. What can you share with us about what the work is all about these days?
Well, first, before speaking to the jury experience, I want to express my gratitude to all the agencies, companies, and people whose dedicated work made this category this year so extraordinary. I think we all in this industry share an emotional and deeply personal connection to the creative world. We're protective of it, and we're committed to its power and its potential. The process this last week has been one of reacquainting ourselves with that power and potential in its purest sense, through an intense process of engagement with the work that we judged, supported and informed by our collective experience as a jury, fueled by impassioned, respectful debate. And to begin the process, first we reminded ourselves what we mean by craft in film. It's easy to limit that conception of craft in a frame of skillfulness, know-how, and technical ability, the making of something that has value. And yet, there's an added dimension to that value, and it's that dimension that we were seeking to identify, reward, and celebrate this year. In our world, we talk a lot about authenticity, but there's a higher bar, that of truth. This is the dimension that craft in film is ultimately reaching for. Truth is the quality which in great work dissolves the boundaries between people, experiences, and imagined worlds. The dimension that can transform businesses, change fates, move hearts and minds, impact culture, and make the world a better place. Truth is the common thread that connects great craft across all genres and forms of creative expression. And we as a jury found it in rich, complex worlds. We also found it in simple, perfect expressions of the fundamental craft of storytelling. And it's this range of craft, from the simple to the sophisticated, of which we as a jury are most proud of our selections. And this continual questing for human truth that connects us with each other and brings us closer together as an industry, as storytellers, and as human beings. Enjoy the work.
Thank you, Ralph. If you have won a bronze, a silver, we salute you. Do stand up. There were 43 bronzes from 17 countries, 29 silvers from 11 different countries. There you are, there you are, there you are. Well done to you. Congratulations. Bronze, silver, precious metals. You did it, you made it. Let's move first to gold. Now, this is for use of licensed adapted music, 2 gold lions. The first one within use of licensed and adapted music. It goes to TBWA Santiago Mangada Puno. How is everything? Sound Design Manila, all based in Makati City. This is for their film for Baha'i to Luoyang is called Disgusting Stories, and please beware, this film contains very disturbing images of a pedophile sexual nature. If you do not want to see them, do not look at them.
Well, you couldn't be the man I adore. You don't seem to know, don't seem to care what your heart is for. No, I don't know him anymore. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am chained, lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real, and I can see the perfect sky is torn.
Disturbing but effective, Cristiano J. Da Silva and Nils Anderson. Best craft masterpiece in script, gold, won by CBS Corporation New York, rated for the NFL playoffs, teasing John Malkovich.
No, it's just I think you've overcomplicated this story. This is one of the simplest, oldest stories there is.
It is the story of David versus Goliath. The story of the overwhelming favorite against the long shot with absolutely no chance. But the point is, what does football teach us?
Anything in the world can happen on that field.
Look at what Bortles, Fournette, and the Jaguars did only last weekend. You say yes, but now it's against the Patriots. It's different.
You are fighting a giant.
They don't have one Goliath, they are two Goliaths. The machine stomps on.
That's where I'm thinking you should cut in the NFL footage.
Fournette goes airborne. He's trying to deliver his Jackson goes. Look at that play. This is the NFL's favorite. Incredible. Versus the NFL's Goliath. Sheer domination continues. For the right to play in the Super Bowl. It's that simple.
I mean, that's what I would have said.
The jury has given out 2 gold lions. The first one goes to Droga 5, Chelsea Pictures, and Second Child, all in New York. For Christie's, this is cinematography as you've never seen it before. I do encourage you to look at the 4-minute piece, The Last Da Vinci. has won a gold as well in filmcraft and sound design, so well done to them, big winners. Jung von Matt and Anorak, both in Berlin. This is the work for BMW's John Cooper works. Let's have a look at The Faith of a Few.
John, this will never work. John, this will never work.
It's a sweet little tin can.
This will never work.
It's a sweet little tin can.
This will never work.
Tin can.
This will never work. Never work. Never work. Come back. Never work. This will never work.
Best editing and direction in filmcraft. Congratulations, Apple, Cupertino and Furlined in Los Angeles for the iPhone 7 Plus Barbers.
Hey, Pops, let it help?
Say what?
Once again, Jung von Matt, this time with Sterntag Film, both in Hamburg, Edeka Central AG and Company, and Kilo Retail, win 2 goals, one for visual effects and one for use of original music with this, Christmas 2117. team Robert Ryder, Christina Rancourt, James Nicholson, Jesse Perez, Simon Hegger, and Christian Volanato. Team and Blink Productions, both in London, take home a gold for animation for BBC One's The Supporting Act. Gold, one frame at a time, James Brown, partner of the Blink Productions. Craft this year, congratulations. All the gold winners. The Film Craft Grand Prix also wins a gold in script and a gold in direction, this time with the Grand Prix. Felicidades. Señora Rashma, Producciones Blur, Madrid, for the International Committee of the Red Cross and the hashtag Not a Target campaign. Really extraordinarily moving. This is hope.
ايش الحال؟
مش وعدتي
بعرف يا قلبي بعرف وحياة الله بعرف يا بس انت بطل ما هيك ها؟ يا ابن البطل ايوه زي وين رايحين؟ لوين؟ رايحين لمطرح ما خلقتك عن جد؟ ايه وحياتك رح اشيل لك الوجع كله يا
Great. And Diane, thank you. Thank you very much. Time for Entertainment Lions. We're getting close to the end. Entertainment and then music. Fascinating videos to share with you and cases. Of course, Entertainment Lions, we celebrate here creativity that turns content into culture. Entries will need to demonstrate ideas that are unskippable. That's the criteria. Please welcome to the stage the Global Chief Creative Officer of VML Worldwide and the President of the Entertainment Jury this year, Debbie van der Veer. Debbie, welcome. So tell us, why are we celebrating creativity in branded content? Why is this category so important?
Well, first, I want to give much love to my jury. As you can imagine, with entertainment, we've been judging for weeks and really long hours, which leads me to one other thing. I want all the bronze and silver winners to please celebrate your wins because you deserve it. And then, about the category, entertainment is a little bit blurry. You can't necessarily pick if it's an ad or if it's content. Maybe they're doing it right if you can't tell at all. We looked for three things. We looked to make sure that a brand was relevant. We looked to make sure that we rewarded clients for taking the sleep with us and doing brave work. And lastly, we looked for work that was actually shaping culture. Work that lives in people's lives is very important. And that leads me to our actual Grand Prix. It is a story that everybody remembers, and it is told in a beautiful way to a very young audience.
Let's have a look. First of all, congratulations once again. Lumière à la salle, s'il te plaît. Marco? Yeah, 23 bronzes if you're here. Do stand up. You did win. Have won. 15 silvers from 8 countries. You can look at the work in lovethework.com at the Cannes Lions website. Let's have a look at the entertainment goals first in online fiction category. Congratulations to Cummins and Partners in Sydney and Melbourne with History Will Be Kind and Revolver Will Rourke in Sydney. Go Gentle Australia and Voluntary Euthanasia in Victoria. Stop the Horror.
On 14 September 2017, we released a horror film by the famous Australian director Justin Kurzel. It was called Stop the Horror. The 6-minute film was based on the true story of the last days of a terminally ill patient. The film was so distressing that a Stop the Horror button was included on screen. The average viewer only lasted 3 minutes and 16 seconds before clicking the Stop the Horror button. They were then taken to a landing page where they were given the opportunity to really stop the horror. And we encouraged people to donate and write to their local politicians so they could help prevent the gruesome suffering of other terminally ill patients. The campaign has received over $4.2 million in earned media with a total reach of 280 million. Victorian Parliament has legalised voluntary assisted dying in the state, stopping the horror experienced by so many terminally ill Victorians.
Managing Director and Executive Producer Michael Ritchie. In brand integration and promotional content for games. Jury giving this section this goal to Ogilvy Poland, Shoot Me Visual Artists, AMP Gameset, LiveTube and various other production companies for saving the Białowieża forest, an initiative by Greenpeace Poland, to the last tree standing. Cinema and theatrical fiction film Lion here. Gold one going to John X. Hands, Serial Pictures in New York, and a myriad of production companies for their campaign for Montefiore, Corazon, Give Your Heart.
Montefiore presents Corazon, Give Your Heart. Corazon tells the story of Elena Ramirez, a sex worker from Santo Domingo whose heart is dying.
And everyone knows about the importance of being a donor, but only 25% do it.
I believe in the power of cinema to change people's minds and to touch people's hearts.
Audiences leaving theaters were prompted to become organ donors by pressing their phones to their hearts, bringing Anna to life in Corazon movie posters and Times Square billboards. Our interactive technology helped viewers register with Donate Life America in just 15 seconds. Corazon was then made available online, inspiring people everywhere to give their hearts and invite their friends to do the same. In just 1 week, millions participated. Give Your Heart became a call to action for all.
We are such a fantastic machine. It only works here, on this earth, not in another life.
The creative team led by John McKelvey, Hannes Charty, and Lorraine Buckball. This one in online fiction. Again, I do encourage you to look at the entire film for this one. Won by Grey NJ United and Hap Ho Hin, both based in Bangkok. A campaign for Kasi Kong Bank and K Plus Friendship.
ถ้าฉันไปอยู่กรุงเทพแล้วฉันคงคิดถึงแกนะแกเป็นเพื่อนคนเดียวของฉันแกไปหาเพื่อนใหม่เอาที่นั่นก็ได้เพื่อนไม่ได้หากันง่ายๆปะวะเราชื่อหุ้ยนะเราชื่อหุ้ยนะเราชื่อหุ้ยนะพัดเป็นไหมอ๋อเป็นดีเดี๋ยวสอนให้นี่ชื่ออะไรนะเฮ้ยนี่ฉันไม่เป็นได้ไงเขาใช้ไปกันหมดอ่ะมันง่ายมากเลยมา
K plus ได้ plus D
Goal winners Sawin Pani Chwaktana and Chanikam Sityai. Content won by VML Kansas City, Spark Foundry in Ketchum in New York, 6 Course in LA. For Wendy's, We Beefing?
What? Wait! Wendy's is having a field day trolling McDonald's.
Wendy's brings down the hammer with
their Twitter feed is always lit.
Better check the scores, these meals sell. Now that's better, I'm so clever. My bar's chilly, better grab a sweater.
Wendy's has dropped a mixtape aimed at its competitors.
I'm Socrates, cause all your ideas are good for me. They love me,
That's who. A fast food company has better bars than actual professional rappers.
Like, is this gonna win a fucking Grammy?
And after this, bet you think about who you diss.
It's won a gold. The Kenyans, Chris Paul, Jonathan Apollo. We go to South Africa now to celebrate Best Talent for Digital and Social. TBWA Africa, TBWA Hunt Scaries from Joburg. This is for the Joburg Ballet, Breaking Ballet.
Breaking Ballet is a series of online bite-sized ballets. Trending topics on social media sites are what we look for, and whatever the biggest stories are, we create a new ballet based on that particular topic.
Marvel's newest superhero film ranked in $261 million.
Dancing to the stage, Tabelo Mostafalo, Gerard Taran. Sports now, film series and audio best of class. In class, National Geographic win it in Washington, as well as Dirty Robber in Los Angeles. From Nike, Breaking 2.
When you look across sport, the one obvious barrier is the 2-hour marathon.
It's this journey of taking 3 guys, all who are really talented, and telling them to do something that's impossible. We're taking the latest advances in training, latest advances in technology, algorithms, and mathematics, and we're going to tell these guys, you're going to go for it from the gun. And that is a recipe for greatness. These guys are going to pull out something extraordinary.
This race really isn't about the 3 guys that are going to run it, it's about all of us. What is the human body capable of?
Where can we push a limit here, push a limit there? Exploring human potential and pushing the limits of what that can mean.
Marathon record breakers, Brandon Rick and Marty Dismond-Rowe. these production companies and creatives win a gold for excellence in audience engagement or distribution strategy for a sports entertainment brand. Adam and Eve, DDB, Smuggler, both in London. This is for EA Sports, FIFA 18, More Than a Game. Creative Adam and Eve, DD, Tim Box. Entertainment Lions in a moment, entertainment music. But the finale for this section, the Grand Prix, has won also another goal line in innovation in branded content. Grand Prix winners: N=5, Mac, Mindshare, Bigger Circle, Hill and Knowlton Strategies, all based in Amsterdam, alongside a plethora of other production companies. A campaign for KPN Telecom, AVAD 45.
Dutch telecom company KPN launched AVAD 45, a 13-year-old Dutch boy who vlogs on YouTube and posts on Instagram about the war as if he lives in April and May 1945. He thereby gives his young followers an insight into his personal life that is realistic and heartbreaking. His life is based on true personal stories. The campaign was conceived in partnership with the Dutch Committee for the 4th and 5th of May, the Dutch Resistance Museum, and historian Dr. Joost Roosendaal of Radboud University, specialised in World War II. The campaign resulted in a reach of 70% of Dutch youngsters in just 3 weeks. And over 1.3 million minutes of historical lessons were being watched on AVAD's YouTube channel. This way, AVAD's personal story and are successfully passed on to new generations.
Dankjewel. Dankjewel. Vier sponsor, Daniel ten Linde. Die werd expectment. Debbie, farewell. Thank you. We conclude tonight with Entertainment Lions for music. Of course, it celebrates creative musical collaborations, demonstrating original production, promotion or distribution of music, where a recording artist or a platform connects brands with consumers. And who better to judge all this than the EVP of Strategic Marketing for Warner Brothers, Laurie Feldman. Tell us about your judging experience.
How'd you like the Gary Clark Jr.?
Loved it.
Loved it? I felt the need to set the mood a little bit, give the right music to this fantastic audience. Forgive me for indulging you in a little bit of that great Gary Clark Jr. song. But as he says, you're going to know so many names by the end of the night, some familiar and some not. All of ours are being celebrated here tonight, whether they're Grand Prix, gold, silver, or bronze, for bringing a fresh perspective and taking on unique challenges with music. As is evidenced in the winning work, music continues to be used across the world as a force for good, for change, for storytelling, and for cultural commentary. Brands who truly understand how to engage with music and make it part of their DNA will continue to push the boundaries of culture. Make no mistake, the world is always listening. And to quote Leo Permutico, co-founder of Johannes Leonardo, former Grand Prix winner, and a member of the music jury this year, musical artists are so much more than the sounds they make.
Indeed they are. Thank you. Thank you, Lord.
You're here with us. You 7 bronze winners do stand up from 2 countries and 7 silver lions. There you are, there you are, there you are. Round of applause to them. Bronze and silvers. The gold pieces now, Entertainment Lions in Music. We begin with use of music streaming platform or video hosting service. A gold here to DTB Group Germany, Finch Factor and Media Monks in Amsterdam, the House Audio and Le Tour du Monde Sao Paulo for Reporters Without Borders. Very clever this, the Uncensored Playlist.
Reporters Without Borders presents the Uncensored Playlist.
My name is Basma Abdelaziz.
My name is Chang Jin.
My name is Galiba Bukharbayev. I'm a journalist from Uzbekistan.
5 journalists from 5 repressed countries became music artists. Their previously censored articles were turned into songs, recorded in English and their native languages by local and international musicians. And on World Day Against Cyber Censorship, all the songs made their way back into their countries as the Uncensored Playlist. The playlist sparked a global conversation about censorship.
Censorship is a very dangerous business. They can censor you online without you even knowing it.
Reaching far more people than the original articles ever could. And even encouraging global giants like Amazon to join the fight. The Uncensored Playlist will continue to connect journalists with musicians, fighting for press freedom with every new song that's uploaded.
When I was young, I dreamed to be a songwriter.
Patrick Leonard and Freddie Capelli. Celebrate the best use of artists, an artist as a brand or a cause ambassador. A gold here for London Alley, Los Angeles, Def Jam Recordings and Visionary Music Group in New York for the Logic and the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. This is 1-800-273-8255.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? Woo! I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I don't wanna be alive. I don't wanna be alive. I just wanna die today. I just wanna die. I just wanna. I want you to be alive. I want you to be alive.
excellence in music and brand partnership. Congratulations to Spotify New York with Leisure Brooklyn, truly designed Turin for David Bowie is here.
David Bowie is here took over David Bowie's local subway station in Soho, completely transforming it. With help from his estate and longtime collaborators, the subway takeover featured over 40 unique pieces about his life in the city and the music it created.
Ground control to Major.
There's also a map that shows local landmarks you enjoy.
We also created limited edition Metro cards featuring his different personas. David Bowie might now be far above the world, but there's one city where he or any alien will always be welcomed.
This is ground control to Major Tom. You really make it great. And the ravens want to know whose shirts you wear.
Alex Barman, hello you, Alexander, and Belinda Lopez, the beautiful queen. Bravo, and we close tonight with the Grand Prix, and in fact, tonight we have two winners of Entertainment for Music Grand Prix. The first one is in Excellence in Music Video category. Congratulations to Smuggler and Rock Nation New York for the music video for Jay-Z, Smile.
Slamming Billy doors like we invented doors. 20 years ago we drove millions ours, drinking Crystal in. Yeah. Kept a tray on me like Chris Paulin. Drinking next spade like it's codeine now. Trying to put $1 million on the whole team now. Push through the pain so we can see new life. So all the ladies have a baby, see a sacrifice. Mama had 4 kids, she's a lesbian. Had to pretend so long, she's a lesbian. Had to hide in the closet so she medicate. Society shame and the pain was too much to take. Cry tears of joy when you fell in love. Don't matter to me if it's a him or her. I just wanna see you smile through all the hate. Maria Antoinette, baby, let them be kid. Times turn to good.
Living in the shadow feels like the safe place to be. No harm for them, no harm for me. But life is short and it's time to be free. Love who you love because life isn't guaranteed. Smile.
Yes, Lord, this is great.
Do Smile, Chris Barrett and Rose Brando. Tonight with the second Grand Prix, winning within brand or product integration into music content. Has also won a gold earlier in film craft. Congratulations, TBWA, Media Arts Lab, OMD USA and MJZ, all based in Los Angeles. For Apple HomePod, this is Welcome Home.
Hey Siri, let me something up. Okay.
We stayed up all night watching the camera show. Or we can dance in the hallway. Only one more night in Los Angeles streets. I was holding back tears. I didn't miss the life. I gave all this to a chance. I'm about it to the sofa. rose up in the living space.
Rob Perez, Dave Mendes, Robert Ingerlassen, Andrew Ross, Nate Anderson, Tony Tobin, Jesse Saville.
You gonna know my name by the end of the night. Wow. Lights, big city going to my head. Lights, big city going to my head. Lights, big city going to my head.
Grand Prix winners, that's it. Tomorrow night, product design, PR, creative data, innovation, direct, media, as well as social and influencer lions. From me, Juan Senor, and the entire production team, good night and goodbye.
Bottle in